favorite duo is back.
We back.
We are. Listen, guys. So we recorded a really nice episode last year, and we got really nice feedback. You guys really liked it, but unfortunately, I had to delete it because there was too much personal info.
She's telling us too much.
I was spilling too much tea. So we decided to record it once more and maybe tell other people's stories.
Yeah, I got some cute stories too, and I don't care about spilling my tea.
So, in case you're new here, this is my friend Amber.
Hello.
And I'm Nicole. So, this is a little podcast that we are creating. We were talking about everything and anything today.
The favorite topics, okay? We are talking tea. That's why we got our popcorn.
Exactly.
Our tea on the left side, which is getting fucking cold, but that don't matter because tea is tea, okay?
Exactly.
Do you hear this? A little ASMR.
Yeah, so we have a little mukbang vibes as well. I hope people won't go nuts when they hear it.
It's okay. We'll just talk more. Okay, we be talking about friendships,
breakups,
relationships too, a little bit probably. Yeah. Just the juice and the hardships of life.
Exactly. But yeah, I thought it's cute to start from friendship breakups because I've been dealing it a little bit recently. And I asked you guys on social media, what is your experience with friendship breakups? And I actually was really surprised that a lot of people experience it because to me it happened for the first time and it feels so strange. But turns out a lot of people, almost everyone experienced it at some point.
I feel like friendship breakup is just something you don't expect.
Yeah.
Because like it can happen in so many different stages. Like a relationship breakup is quite normal. Like you break up and you find a new one or not. Or, divorce. People who divorce, that's quite common. But like we don't talk about, oh yeah, I had this friend, even if it's not that deep, and then now we don't talk anymore. Or it was super, that just not, there's no rules in it, you know? And that's why I feel like it can hurt like a bitch sometimes because you're not expecting to get hurt in something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And
people are crazy.
Yes.
People are fucking crazy.
Yeah, and very inconsiderate. So this is like something that I saw in the stories that people send me that, somebody you had so much faith in and, maybe somebody who you grew up with, all of a sudden will do you so dirty.
Literally. I feel like for me personally, so, I don't date, so I don't really have experience with that, and I'm quite clear when it comes to men, because I'm attracted to men. Like I'm very clear. No, I can see through your bullshit. But I feel like with friends, it's different, and I have been bamboozled quite some times. By some bitches who I should have seen the sign before, and I did see it before, but I was just like,
Do you think we forgive more when it comes to friends?
Oh, I do 100%. I do until I don't. I do until I don't. The moment that I decide to not forgive you no more, you are dead to me. And not just to me, I will talk to you like you don't exist no more. But you gotta push me really fucking far.
Yeah, I think that's my problem, that in relationship, especially after I turned 30, I was faster to not tolerate the bullshit. But with friends, I feel like, it's like we're sisters, especially after so many years of being friends. And especially, when you live abroad, like me, you don't have your family here. I know you're not very close with some of your family members, but to me, I was close to my family, so when I came here, I created my own little family, and that was my friends. And a lot of them, they really showed me that we are friends, aka we are like family through thick or thin, right? Like when I had my knee injury, a lot of friends really helped me so much financially, also with letting me stay at their house. So it really felt like we're like family. Also, that friend that we broke up with, she also has been so supportive, and she was always there for me.
Yeah.
So it really feels like losing a family member. So that's why it doesn't really add up in my head. Okay, how can we just break up? But then on the other hand, you have to choose yourself at some point. If it doesn't work, it just doesn't work.
No, 100%. But it's, I don't know. It never feels like that, right? It's the same with like regular relationships. If you break up with a friend, it's like, well, also breaking up with a friend is not that easy. Because in a relationship you can be like, we're done, get the fuck out. But in a friendship, I feel like it happens gradually,
Yeah.
or there's a big fight and then some time like goes over it maybe, but it's really weird. Like, did you break up or no?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
So here's another question that I had. I didn't really ask it, but I was like, okay, a lot of people told me on social media that they just kind of grew apart, or like some friends would ghost them. But then some people had actually literal breakup, that they would meet up and that one person would be like, listen, I don't think we can be friends
That's
ever
so
again.
grown though.
That's so grown. That's what I thought. I was like, I really wish
Yeah.
I had this courage to do this.
I have not. So in my life, I've had 3 times a breakup with friends who, I don't know, like it's a story. All 3 of them are stories, but every time it was because that bitch turned out to be fucking psycho. I'll talk about it, and I know it might seem like not self-reflective of me, like, but they were fucking psychopaths, and I just accepted it for a long time. But like every time the moment that we did break up was when I was like, I'm just gonna fucking ghost you, or when I finally spoke up. There was always like a conflict. I'm not that girl who was like, we cannot be friends no more. No, I was like, okay, I'm speaking up. I'm telling you what it's like.
Yeah.
All 3.
I think I really wish I could be like that, because obviously we're not gonna call names here, but
I forgot their names. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm literally a person. If you do me dirty, and I decide, bitch is dead, I will forget about you. And I'm not even like trying to be petty, but I literally, because I was right before we started, I was thinking, like, I remember one of the 3 names. Okay, the second 2, but the last bitch, I'm like, what the fuck was her name? Like, and it's a year ago. That girl is a year ago, and I completely forgot. Sorry.
I have that with men though. When I sometimes, like when I'm trying to like recall some certain, I was like, what's his name? But with those girls, like I do remember that. Actually, I thought I had one breakup that's currently sort of like happening. But I actually also had one more. Now I remember, like years and years ago. Well, I don't know if I told you about this girl. There was this girl that I was pretty close with, and then at some point she stayed at my house, at my tiny, teeny, weeny, literally 1-bedroom, 1-room apartment. And we danced together. We were also like training a lot together.
Do I know her?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I'll tell you more details of the camera.
I'll hear the name.
But
You won't.
But yeah, so like, we were doing things together, and like there were some off things about her, but I thought that's just the Dutch thing. Like, for instance, we would go to a cinema, and then I would buy popcorn, and then she would buy the tickets. And then it was like a difference of maybe €1. Like she paid €1 more. Obviously, she would send me a ticket.
Which it shouldn't fucking matter if it's €1 more.
No, and we're friends.
And I'm Dutch, okay?
Yeah, exactly. But that's also how I started selecting my friends. Like that's like one of the mini tests that show if we can vibe. Because, you pay, I pay, you pay, I pay. Obviously, if it's like a more bigger sum of money, then we can, then we send each other the payment request. Or if somebody is in really big financial trouble, I understand that then every euro matters. But in general, like I feel like with most of our friends, or like my friends, including yourself, we're pretty like easy going when it comes to that. And I would never on this entire earth send you a ticket for €1. And I know you would not do the same to me. But anyways, that was just like a small thing. But the breaking point was when she stayed at my place, and I really wanted to dance at a dinner show back then. That was really years ago. So I was trying to like figure out how can I get into a dinner show. That was still before dinner shows were a big thing in the Netherlands. The Harbor Club was still starting actually. And that girl, while living in my house, went for an audition.
And she didn't tell you about it?
And she even asked me if she can have some of my clothes for it. And she was like acting really sketchy, like packing and being so frantic. And I was like, what is happening, you know? And then later on, like a few weeks later, I found out that she was actually going for an audition. And that
Oh
was
my
like a
God.
last straw that broke the camel's back. Because I'm like, what kind of friend are you if you know that at that point it was literally my dream? And, you know, visually we look so different, very different. So, you know, even if she asked, it wouldn't matter. And also, like, dance-wise, we're very different. Like, she's more hip-hop, or she was, I don't know what she's up to now, and I am more like, you know, ballet, whatever, like heels, feminine girl. So after I heard about it, I was like, okay, done. But I ghosted her. So
Good.
yeah,
And
but I wish I had more
I wish you sent her like a payment request
for staying
for
in
rent.
my house. Yeah, literally.
Literally, if she gonna get the job, did she get that?
I don't know. I don't remember. But later on,
But then
I
she'll
also
have money to pay you.
exactly. But I wish. I think at this age, if something like that happened, or with this like life experience, I would actually address it and be like, that was not cool. Like with other people, right? That also did me dirty. It's not really something I like doing, but I really am proud of myself that this time I stood up for myself. And I was like, yeah.
That's good.
But
But that still fucking sucks because you gave somebody. I feel like a home is very personal.
Yeah.
So you gave somebody your like your real side. You showed your real side, and you opened up your house where
she
you
slept with me in my bed because obviously I only had one
it was
room.
a studio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitches.
Yeah. But that was again like I ghosted her, and with this friend that we are clearly growing apart, I feel like it's not like somebody did something to other person. I really feel like we just not a match, and every time we keep on clashing.
Yeah.
But I don't want this to be like in a limbo. I really wish her all the best, and I really would like to kind of close it off and put a full stop behind this story, but in a friendly way. Be like, look, I just want you to know that I really appreciate the years that we had.
But my mind is only thinking about Cardi B, who's like,
What?
I wish you well in hell. No, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if you out, you out. I wish you well in hell. And you be talking about, yeah, I really want to end it nicely. And I'm like, cannot relate. Yeah, it must be nice.
No, but because you also know her, like you know that like she didn't do something super dirty to me, but it's just I feel like every time we're trying to make it work, we keep on like clashing, and then I'm like, okay, I just really want to have this like last closure conversation, but I'm also scared that she might react like defensively, or I might trigger her with something.
I mean, yeah, because it hurts, you know. But yeah, that's what I said. It's really hard to close stuff like this.
Yeah,
because.
Yeah. What about yours?
Well, so okay. I was thinking about it, and the thing is, I am a person who, when something bad happens, I delete it all from my mind. Poof, gone. Because I don't know, fucking trauma or something. Anyway, let me talk about this girl from a year ago, right? So actually, she was not my friend, but she was my best friend's friend. Right?
I'm making connections in my head. I'm like,
literally. So let me give them names. Let's say, because I don't remember the bitch name anyway. Okay, so my best friend, her name is Anne. Let's say Anne. And then her friend, her name is
Berta.
Puta Berta. So me and Anne, we love to travel together. We connect really well, really like soul level, right? But we are not like clingy kind of friends per se. We're very vibey, chill, living our own life. But we like to travel. So, okay, we planned a trip to Mexico.
Okay, I know the story now. I remember.
Yes. And actually, before that, we went to the USA together. And so this friend Berta, she is from the USA, and she met us when we went on that trip. So my friend Berta and Anne, they only know each other from online, but they knew each other for quite some years, and they went through some stuff, right? And also calling, all FaceTime, all that. So we're like, great. Well, we're gonna be in your city, so I might as well see you. And it was fine. It was really fun. We had a great time in the USA. Fast forward a year later, so now a year ago, we went to Mexico, me and Anne. And Berta was like, oh my God, great. I would love to join because for her, it's quite close.
Yeah, true.
Well, fine. I said, fine, let's do that. Great. Seemed, because, you know, whatever. Worst case scenario, she just does her own fucking thing and I do my own fucking thing, right? Like grown-ups. Because we're not staying in the same place as well. So it doesn't really matter.
Did you stay with Anne though?
Yes.
Oh,
so
okay.
me and Anne are in the same room. And Berta, she was also only there for like 4 days. And we were there for a week or 2. So fine. Okay, here we go. First day was great. First day was fun, vibes. We in Mexico. We lit out here. We were drinking. We're having a lot of fun, you know, on the beach. So all good. Then day 2 rolls around and we want to go to dinner, right? So we walk up to her room to ask her like, "Are you ready to go get dinner?" So we knock on her room and she opens the door and she looks at us like this, and she's like, "I didn't know we were gonna dress up." And we're like, well, no, we didn't really, but you know, like, I don't know, something like that. And then she was like, okay, I'm gonna change. Well, you would think she would let us come in, right?
Yeah.
When she's gonna, no, she closed the fucking door on us. We waiting in the hallway while she's changing, and I was like, but aren't we like, girl, like, why are you bothered by that? But okay, fine. She came out, she changed, all that. We went to dinner, and she was just quiet. She didn't say anything the whole time. And I was like, it's not my friend, really. But I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. And I'm like, okay. But in the meantime, me and Anne were like, okay, whatever, like, Anna's gonna talk to her, like, see if it works out, like, what's going on. But for now, we're just gonna try to, like, lift her up.
Yeah, and have a good time during the dinner.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the problem was, at some point, there was a man next to us, and he looked very funny, whatever. But me and Anne, like, we speak the same language, like, besides English. So I said something to her in that language to talk about that man. And then Anne and Berta also speak another language that I don't speak. So she tried to like talk to her in that language and tell her like about the gossip. But Berta was like, no. And it was really strange. We're like, what the fuck happened? Anyway, fast forward, which we're walking back to the place, and she was like, she just left. She just went to the left all of a sudden. And we were like, bye. Have a good night. The day after, we were supposed to travel, all of us, to like another city. So we did that. And still she was having this mood, like, huh? And then at some point we arrived in the other city. My friend, and she grabbed Berta and she was like, let's talk, right?
Yeah,
grown
very
person.
much so, yeah.
I was like, I'll give you some space. I'll be up there. Well, the bitch started crying and everything. you know what was going on at this point? She was mad and jealous that me and Anne have so much fun and such a good relationship together. Just that's it. And she didn't like why that was like that, and she felt like left out. We were like, well, that's not what's going on, but whatever. Fine. We were like, all good, move on. We have like 2 more days in the sun, everything. That day, like later that day, we went to the beach, and we're laying there, like me and Anne are laying in the beach, and Berta was late, fine, but then she joined. She came up to us. She didn't say hi, nothing. She put her towel 2 meters like behind us. She laid down there. She ignored us for 2 hours, and I was like, bitch, I am like quite aggressive person. Like, I am not gonna approach you because I'll be like, bitch, what the fuck, you know? I was like, whatever. And then she left again. And then she fucking, like, that's the last time I saw her there. She really was so mad.
How did she come back home? She didn't say goodbye or anything?
No.
And
like,
Anne,
Anne tried, but Anne said, like, you gotta stop acting this way just because you don't like that we have a relationship. Me and Anne are best friends, right? We're not like leaving you out of anything. We're actually like trying to drag you along. But if you're gonna be quiet and if you're gonna be mad at us for what? Laughing, having fun, what the hell? It was crazy. She acted fucking crazy. After that, she also posted like on Instagram about her trip, excluding us, of course. We were not there. It was fucking psycho. Yeah, she's like, but that was not my friend. But I just, especially the part that she just laid behind us. Like, why are you even doing that?
Yeah, it's very petty. Was she very young?
Yeah. Yeah. She's like 21.
But still, you know, like you have people who are 21 and they act mature, and then vice versa. I have people in their 40s who act like 16-year-olds.
Exactly. Yeah. No, fuck that bitch.
But it's giving, okay, so I'm Pisces, right? It's giving me like my compassionate side is like, oh, like I get it how she, maybe like, you know, she was always left out, and maybe she was so happy that she finally has like a bestie, which she thought Anna was, like they created this online relationship.
But like y'all have to, she gotta say it.
Yeah.
Like, or like, because at some point, if you feel left out and if you're just gonna sit there, give nasty looks, and I ask you, baby, are you okay? She's like, yeah. Well, bitch, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you're making it even worse. Yeah.
Yeah, if you act like that, you can fuck right off. Can I curse here?
After like half an hour.
No, I feel like I am a very compassionate person, and there's a lot of things that I will take. Yeah. But at some point, like I will always lift a person up, especially a girl. Like I will always be on your side until you fucking really give up on yourself and you basically like ignore me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like ignore everything that I just said. If I'm like, listen to me, I have it like. If you ask for advice, how can I feel better about myself? And I can tell you, listen, you are beautiful and I love this about you. And if you then still gonna be like, yeah, but I'm ugly or I'm mean. I'm like, okay, bitch, I don't...
Then you're ugly.
Yeah, like, what do you want from me? I cannot poof, like, you know, I can be kind, but if you're gonna like... And she also just disrespected me. I don't like it when you ignore me. I like attention.
This is going to be the real. I don't like when you ignore me.
I don't like it when you ignore me. I just, you know, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And if there's a problem, speak the fuck up. Mm-hmm. This doesn't mean that I speak up when there's a problem.
But this is literally like that. Speaking up when there's a problem would be like, it would solve so much problems.
Yeah.
Yo, people, that's simple. Just speak up.
You don't even need to know. Because I don't even always know, like, okay, this is the issue, this is how we need to fix it. But you can also just be like, I just really feel sad or uncomfortable or like, I don't feel great right now. Instead of ignoring me. Because if you ignore me, I'm going to be mad at you. Like, why you have in general, I don't like people who, when something is wrong, listen, everybody can have a bad day, right? But if you go to a function, if you go to a social gathering, and you bring that energy and you explicitly showcase that energy, fuck you. Like, if you really feel that bad that you're going to just sit there like, like literally make, like, I know, you know, these people who really gonna make those fucking sounds and really gonna bring the energy down, stay home. I hate people who do that. Why are you in my neighborhood?
Yeah, and you're trying to like ruin everybody else's vibe.
Yeah, like... Oh, and I'm not gonna feel bad for you.
But I feel like, again, it's like, I don't know, I'm not a psychologist, I'm just making up theories. But, okay, first thing that I want to say is that I feel like this thing, communication, when something is off, and like teaching kids that in order to prevent miscommunication or problem getting out of proportion, you just have to say what's in your mind. Mm-hmm. Teach them at school already that nobody can read your mind, and teach them how to communicate their feelings. Because here's another thing. Sometimes I feel like people think they communicate their feelings, but they're actually being very attacking. Like they say, you make me feel like this, and you. No, just learn how to communicate how you're feeling. And then we can together discuss what could be the reason and how can we maybe make it better. One.
I'm just gonna tell a snippet, but like this is exactly, I had one other friend 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, something like that. And this is a whole story. She's batshit crazy. Her boyfriend back then was such a like woman hating, you know, nah. As she was not for the girls. Like she was always judging, talking behind people's back. But I don't know, like, I don't know. I gave it too many chances. But after a lot of shit already, we were supposed to go with some girls to Greece, right? We booked the trip. A week before the trip, she sent in a group chat, I'm not coming anymore. I canceled my part. Like, literally.
Did you guys collectively were supposed to pay for stuff? Oh my God.
A week before. So... we were trying to be kind. So in the group chat, we were like, what happened? What do you mean? Because she also didn't say actually trip. She didn't even say like, she was just like, I'm not coming anymore. I canceled, something like that. So I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, and then she went offline and she didn't fucking respond for like 3 fucking days. And then afterwards, I talked to her because I was like, girl, you cannot do that. The fuck are you doing? We're supposed to fly to Greece, you know, and we were quite young back then, so it was a big deal.
Yeah.
And going alone was very, very scary. And she was like, yeah, but you should have like given me some space because I was having a breakdown and I was crying on the floor at work, like in the back. And I was crying and I was having panic attacks and you should have been more thoughtful.
You should have known.
And I was like, how?
You should have known, Amber.
Oh no, she's in the back of the door. The fuck? But that exactly was the moment I was like, oh, well, if you would have told me, I would have done that, bitch. But, yeah, communication. Like, if you just say so, like, guys, I'm canceling, which already I'm like, what the fuck, bitch? I don't like late cancellations either, especially a trip. But then, like, listen, I'm not feeling great right now. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Let's call tomorrow. Fine. Nothing.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, I feel like people really lack communication skills, and that makes, like, living in society very difficult.
Literally.
So that was the point one, and here's a great example of that. And there's like plenty. But then another thing, I feel like people like that, who, especially like the friend one, Berta, I think...
I really don't remember her real name.
Berta it is. I think it's really like coming from a childhood that you always like skipped by your parents or something, and you just want to manifest your feelings, and that's why you're sitting there so angry, being like screaming from inside, like notice me, please, everybody.
Literally. And I feel like I've learned over the years to forgive less because I forgave too much for a lot of friends. They've done a bunch of stuff that I should have like stopped. Funny thing is, my friend Anne, she's fucking good at it. Like if she sees something as a red flag, she's like, done. And she can leave right then, right there. I think that's so dope. And just, cut it off. She blocked that person everywhere. She's just like blocked, deleted. I don't know you no more.
Block.
Literally. And I am not like that because I'm like, but I also kind of want to see what's happening. But now I did. Like, not even block, but just, unfollow. Because I just don't want to see you pop up anymore. Because I don't want you have you in my mind. And now I forgot their names.
Oh my God, we unfollowed each other with that first friend.
Yeah.
And then I saw her a few times throughout the years. Like one time I saw her in Zara. She was standing in the line. And we could not like skip each other. And then this like... Because again, we never had a closure. We never talked about like why all of a sudden I withdrawn, and thank God she didn't chase me. But then we were like, "Hi, how are you?"
So
yeah, oh my goodness, that's a torture for me. This like fake ass conversation. So again, I feel like it's way better when you have your closure. Be like, listen, I feel like our lifestyle, like I'm just giving like a random example, our lifestyles have changed so much, and I don't think we click anymore as friends, so let's just leave it here and let's just have a cordial breakup. And then when you see this person somewhere, you can just be like short, hey, everything good? Yeah, sure, okay. But when you ghost and then you see each other all of a sudden,
it's like,
yeah,
what? I've never seen, but also all these girls I'm talking about, they don't live in this country no more. That helps.
You're very lucky, yeah.
That helps, because if I did see them, I'll be like, no, I kind of want to know. What's going on?
I hope she grew up. I hope she has.
Oh my gosh.
Because sometimes people like have a huge transformation, like something major in their lives.
Oh, this girl. Okay, so the third friend. This was the deepest one. Like, I was very, very close to her. We did some trips already, but there were so many red flags, but like covered with green flags, or like,
ooh,
yeah. So, but let me give you some something, because also I feel like friends around, they should be more like telling me stuff, because I wish that my other friends would have been like, girl, that's a red flag. You don't have to defend her no more. You know, let it go. She cannot learn, because that's a problem. So okay. Okay, let me tell you one red flag that she had. Like once I was at this dinner we were like with 6 girls, I think. So me, and then that friend, what's her name? What should we call her?
Giselda.
Giselda. Okay, and Giselda was there, and like a few other girls. Giselda is white. Matters. But she really wanted to get braids, you know?
Oh, God.
Yes. And I'm like, you know what? Let me tell you why. I have a master's in American history, y'all. So I felt like called upon. I'm also a teacher. I felt called upon to explain to her why maybe she fucking shouldn't, right? Mind you, we were at this table, and we had like 4 other friends, and two of those friends are black. Very important as well.
Yeah.
Because at some point, why the fuck was I arguing with Giselda about why she shouldn't do that, because it hurts people, you know? And then at some point she turned to like one of the black friends. She was like, "Does it hurt you?" That friend was like, "Yes, I don't like it when you do that." And she was like, "Yeah, but I still want to do it." And I was like, "What the fuck?" You know? Like, you literally hear your friends say, "Don't do that," because, you know, a bunch of fucking reasons. But she was so selfish. Like, she really wanted what she wanted. And that like came out more, like a couple more times. Once we were on a holiday with Giselda and another friend of mine. And the other friend of mine, she got hospitalized during the holiday. Really, really bad. Like, she was like on the IV. Like, she was really, really panicked, all that. I'm not kidding you. We're sitting in an emergency room, and Giselda says, "Yeah, but are we gonna do something else today as well?" I'm not fucking kidding you. She was playing games, like, on her phone, while I was then my friend, like, who was hospitalized, laying down, I was holding her hand. I was like, you know, "You're gonna be fine." She was having panic attacks, and my other friend was like, "Yeah, but are we gonna do something, or are we just gonna like only be in the hospital?" And you know what? I don't even give a fuck if she sees this, because that was really shitty of you. That was really fucking shitty of you, and you fucking should know that. Yeah. Anyway, red flags that I ignored. I still stayed friend with her after that.
What did you think of it?
I was hurt because, once again, like but I'm also somebody who really wants to keep the peace. So I'm trying to. Back then I actually went on a walk with her, and I kind of talked to her like, "Okay, but she's sick," you know, and then, you know, we can do something later. But yeah, and there was a bunch of more discussions because she said I was privileged and blah blah blah.
That's another thing, like inconsiderate people. Oh my goodness, big trigger point for me.
And that's the problem. I cannot really fathom that there's people who actually think like that.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's the problem. I was like, there must be another reason why she act like that, because it's not just that she is that selfish. Because how the fuck could you be that selfish?
Yeah.
But here we are.
That's the thing. Like, you know, that's the scary part, that you would think, or you would hope, that like, people have the same basic values, like don't do things that are not that important for you, aka doing braids, when it really hurts on a very deep and profound level.
And this was so obvious. Like, literally somebody said to her, "It hurts me." It could have not been more obvious.
Exactly. Because I was kind of expecting, like, you know, some black people, they don't really care. So I would expect, like, okay, if one of the friends would be like, "Yeah, no, I actually don't care," then...
And she got them too after, huh?
Yeah, of course.
Of course she got them.
Then she would, like, have maybe a little bit case to argue about, like, "Yeah, see, they're my friends, they don't." But literally, if somebody right across the table, your friend, said, like, "Well, yeah, it's not okay."
I don't like it,
So, like, all those things, like, I just really cannot understand, where do those people come from? Like, how do you...
I'm not going to say where she came from, but it was a specific place.
But, like, how do you grow up? And that comes down to the fact that some people really shouldn't have children because they cannot raise a decent human being that will function in society.
Literally, because this is just one of the 20,000. Like, there was so much shit with her. Like,
Yeah.
more things where she showed it, but yeah. Oh no. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and then that's the thing. Like sometimes you meet somebody, and you know what? Actually, now I start understanding a little bit more why break up with friends or like friendship relationships are more complicated than dating. Because I feel like when you date somebody, because usually or like majority of society is a monogamous, you're really looking for a partner who will match your life and who like you have certain requirements. You actually when you date, you're looking at like things that you find important, and if that person doesn't meet those requirements, you prone to skip them.
Yeah.
Whereas with friendships, I feel like we are way more flexible because, you know, like
you can have a friend for just that you see twice a month.
Yeah, exactly. And if we don't align with certain like point of view, like I don't know, opinions, ideas, at the end of the day, I don't live with you. You know, like I'm not planning my future with you. I won't raise my children.
You lived with
well,
that girl.
Yeah. But you know, I wasn't planning my future with her. So if there were certain things that were annoying me about her, I was like, okay, whatever. So then I feel like at some point it's difficult to kind of feel like, okay, where was your boundary crossed with friends?
Yeah.
And that's why it's more difficult to break up with them because
it's also not that life impacting.
Yeah.
Because with this girl, I feel like the moment that I broke up with her is when it actually became life impacting, because I flew across, like, I'm not gonna say where, but like to another country because she moved there, and I flew there to help her 5 days after I moved, like, here. So I left my shit here, which was like all messed up, to go help her. And she was so like, yeah, it was horrible. She just did not care that we were there. Like, she asked me to go get groceries for her. She asked me to babysit like her dog, like just stuff that you are like, but I'm here to help you, and I paid a bunch of money for you.
Yeah.
And then you treat me like that. And that's when that's the breaking point. After that, I never talked to her again, because then it actually affected my life.
Yeah.
Right? My money was gone. My time that I could have spent here, my free days were gone. So then it matters. But like, if it doesn't impact your life, then why would you? Well, yeah, you're less inclined. You're more inclined to ignore and just let it be whatever, and then it drags on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And that's the thing. I feel like, I lost my point. What do I feel?
What do you feel?
What
I don't have the nails no more. I cannot do it.
Feel? Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy.
Do you hear that? Well, ASMR while Nicole is
yeah,
thinking.
I know. So here's the thing. Maybe it happens when you are a little bit older because, you know, now we have jobs, and us too, we have plenty of jobs. We have like the office job, we have dancing jobs, we do like all kinds of different things. We do femme confidence, hint, hint. So in my case, I don't know if it's the same for you, but I can imagine I only have this much time left to spend it with friends. So if I have like one weekend in a whole month, or even like one day to spend on somebody, I want it to be somebody who's worth it and who makes me feel good and who I feel is lifting me up. Of course, like in friendship, sometimes, you know, we drag each other down, but it has to be balanced. But I want it to be somebody.
I drag you down, you drag me. No.
But you know, like it's maybe like selfish or like, I don't know, mean. But I'm going to choose people who I feel like are worth it, and then then I won't have time for the others. And like at this age, it doesn't matter for me anymore. Like I don't feel that I owe you something. It is what it is. Like we were friends, and now I have other people that I prefer to hang out with when I can.
And that's the crazy thing too. There's so many people in this fucking world. Like, why would you just stick to somebody who makes you feel horrible?
Yeah.
Especially for friendships. You know, I sometimes hear people say it's really hard to make friendships when you're grown. And I agree with it in a way, but at the same time, like, how beautiful is it that there's always, like, you do not know if you're going to be close to somebody next year, like a new person or something. But there's so many people, and there's so many nice people who align with you enough to be friends, right? So not like per se like relationship, but like friends. And that's kind of cool. So it's really sad to stick with somebody who makes you feel bad. You probably make them feel bad too, just because, you know, like you think you owe them something.
Yeah, but you know, I'm going to contradict myself a little bit, but you know why people stay? And I am those people. In my case, it's because of sentiment. Because if I had known somebody for 5+ years, it hurts me to let them go because I feel like they know me more than somebody I would probably meet today. You know, I have really, I put maybe too much importance in that history that we have together because I feel like, okay, you've seen what I've been through, so you understand me more. But I feel like it doesn't have to be like that. Sometimes maybe you might meet somebody today and you click so much that...
Yeah, because at the same time, sometimes the people who you've known the longest, they will hold you always accountable to who you were,
yeah,
but not who you are anymore, right? Because they're like, no, because that's not who you are, because this is who you are. That's how I know you, and that sucks as well. So sometimes I do think like those newer friendships of people who know you now and not like as a child or whatever, they understand you better because they don't hold you accountable. Like, no, because you come from there, so you cannot like dream like that, for example.
That's a very good point, like fresh energy.
Yeah.
And for meeting people, like new friends, I also hear that a lot from older people. Even like when I studied here, already like some of my classmates at the university were so sad, especially the internationals, that they cannot really build friendships. And I was always like, huh? But like, because for me it was the opposite. Like I didn't care to make friends at the university because I had so much friends outside of the university already. But I feel like for us, you and I, what really changes the game is that we have a passion. So,
dancing is where I met most of my friends. It's
because
crazy.
that's what bonds us the most, and especially when you meet
people. You should do an activity outside of work.
Yeah, that's what I always tell my friends who have just like jobs and struggle with finding friends, because
gotta do something fun that you like.
Yeah, because then you meet people who have similar hobby and
not even that, who have a hobby. You know, I think it's very important to have people around me who have a passion.
Yeah,
it doesn't fucking matter what it could be. I am passionate about plants, and that's all I want to do in life. Give them water, great. But like, you care about, I need you to care about something.
Yeah, or like when you're a new mommy, go for some yoga with kids, and then you're gonna meet other new moms.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I feel like here we are giving advice how to make friends when grown up, but I feel like a lot of people really struggle. And don't be afraid to be like, hey, I'm new in town, and
compliments too. Just compliment people, because why not? And then that's also a very easy way to see, to me at least, if we match. Because I like to just randomly be like, I love your hair, like random, like. And if somebody is like, thanks, then I already know, bye.
I take my compliment back.
Your hair's cute. The rest, not that much. But like, I don't know, that really, really helps. And that is also such an easy way, because girlies, like about 80%, we just, you know, I don't know, if you give love, and they love, people love to receive love.
Yeah.
So, and then they'll probably give it back, and then boom. It's like elementary kind of like level of making connection.
Yeah.
Like, I like, you know, I like your backpack kind of shit. And then now you're like, I like your outfit. And it still fucking works, because being kind is the key. I said while cursing the whole episode.
I mean, like, this bitch dead for me.
But I'm literally left or right. Like, if you treat me nicely, and like, I will always treat you nice first. I will always be kind first, until you show me the opposite about like 20 times.
Yeah, she's a
and then
Libra.
I'll switch the fuck up, and I'll be, here we go. Down in the ground in hell.
Yeah, you know, so I want to share something. Speaking of like being kind and like making friends so easy and everything, I feel like it also helped me. Like I became way better at that when I learned to like love myself even more and be really confident in who I am.
Yeah.
And like I've learned to like truly myself. So, you know, like I'm really bubbly and also a little bit random sometimes. Once upon a time I overshare. Oops. But
once upon a time. So literally where we had to delete this other episode.
Oops.
Because she overshared.
But now I started a course at the university. Like I started different study. And last week I ended up with some different kids, not my classmates, because I took an extra course. And then I had 3 hours in between. So we ended up like kind of hanging out together, and then like, we studied a little bit, then we talked, and then all of a sudden like more people joined and more people joined. And then when we were about to leave, like I had to go to my class and they were all going to theirs. They're like, oh my God, wait, can we stay in touch because you're so nice? And they're all lined up to like exchange contacts. And
that's so sweet.
I really felt so good about myself, because that's the best like type of compliment you can receive, when people are so attracted to your energy. And they were also like, saying like, you're so nice, you have such a nice energy. And I was like,
but
Mom.
I feel like your power is that you never have a front, like it's always the person that you see is who you are. And I feel like people sometimes think you're mysterious but that's literally that's just who you are, right?
Yeah.
They always think maybe there's something, but no, but because
she's
she's so
there's
open. There's nothing going on. This is a great friendship. Kindness is number one. No, just because, I don't know, you are so open from the start that you never have to think about, oh, what should I say next to act normal or to seem like likable or whatever, because you just act like yourself. And sometimes it's a little bit out there, but it's still all like, you're like, yeah, but I was myself anyways. And it actually works out a lot.
Yeah, but this is like when it started working out, because I feel like when I was in my early 20s, I was still trying to like fit in certain places and maybe like hold myself back.
Yeah.
And I think because of that, it was maybe a little bit more difficult for me to actually build like meaningful connections. So that's another tip, maybe like just be yourself. And if somebody doesn't like you for the way for who you are, that's okay. Maybe they can make different friends.
No, it's true. Like you don't have to like everybody. Not everybody has to like you.
Yeah.
And we can all live and live like do our little thing without like hating on each other. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But sometimes people don't want to let you be, and then it's like,
Yeah. If you dislike me and like actively trying to like ruin my vibe,
we don't like that.
We don't like that.
But if you just
Anyways, should we round it up?
Yeah.
It was a long episode. I was like,
Weird.
should we do like 2 in 1? So we were supposed to talk about dates and crazy dating experiences, but we're gonna do another episode about it in a minute.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for part 2. But how should we sum it up? Sum it up.
Sum it up.
Like,
I don't know. It's okay to feel like a lot when it comes to friendships.
Yeah.
Because
it's okay to move on.
It's okay to move on. There's a bunch of people in this world. Just as long as you stay kind and true to yourself, you'll find your way. You'll be happy.
Exactly.
That's it.
Love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you loved this episode, and hopefully one day we're gonna make money out of this. so we can do it more.
Support us,
because we clearly love we love hearing ourselves.
We love to talk.
Yeah, and we love to
love
talk.
ourselves.
So we want to get paid for that. Okay. Bye.